Okay, 1839, good luck. We get white for this one, so we'll play knight f3 as per usual. 5,500 games of rapid. I've done just over 1200 now. And that's an invitation to play e4 and switch to a Sicilian. I normally play c4 and do an English, but I can do g3, lots of options, b3, e3. I'm just wondering whether I want to switch to an e4 game. Let's do it, why not? I'll take a risk, I'll play an e4 game. I'm not an e4 player, never have been. But we'll play Sicilian for this one. Okay, he launches forward. I think it's fine to take or push on. It's got to be better to push on though, hasn't it? I would think. I think it's better to push on there. I say I'm just playing a little bit of random variety here, or random for me anyway. So he's trying to stop us from protecting our pawn, logical. I'm going to take there. Now what do I do with my bishop? Does it matter where I go? I want my bishop into the game. Yeah, I don't know this well enough to really be playing to try and keep my pawn here. I'm just going to try and castle and then worry about what to do. There's a potential sacrifice, but I don't think it's a thing. I mean, queen up as well might be a move. You sometimes run into the knight down here, but like I say, I've never been an e4 player. I'll just play this for that little bit of occasional variety. Okay, so he's allowing the potential sack. Take, knight check. And he can't step forward, so with knight check, he has to go back or here. But I don't think it's a thing. Here. Queen here would give him a chance to blunder bishop. So he'd probably play pawn up and then attack our knight, stop our knight coming in. Do we go for it? Because we can go here now, or we can even just push the pawn, can't we? Break his pawn structure up. Actually, that looks nice. Let's just chuck the pawn forward, why not? If he goes with the bishop, we'll take. If he goes with a pawn, we'll just ignore it and castle. So we've just been very kind and generous and given him a nice pawn. So now we'll take. So I think I probably should castle here. You could try and get adventurous, say knight 4, but you can easily defend it for the time being. But now I've castled, I'll try and get attacking. He might even go queenside, but that's up to black to worry about what they're going to do, of course. So he's played bishop up. I think it maybe makes sense to fix this pawn. Stop this idea, release my bishop. My bishop would now protect my knight if my knight goes forward, so we can jump up and attack this pawn. He can defend it with a queen, then maybe rook across, maybe queen across. So hopefully at some point in time we'll find a way to get our pawn back, but yeah, I think what you need to do really is just get knight up and castle, isn't it? But queen up again with a double attack. He's got queen down to defend it, but then knight up. Okay, so he's stopping this whole concept. Does it matter what we do then? I've still got knight here, and if he castles knight in, so maybe just a simple rook across. I guess he could still play here. So what about knight up then? I'm just trying to look for logical moves. I'll develop the other knight. I don't see a way to effectively guarantee a quick attack, so I'll just go slow and steady like I normally do. So probably knight forward and across, something like this. I mean, we could go here and just pressure the pawn. He might just chuck the pawn down the board. At least we've got knight in here. Obviously he's got this, but I mind you, yeah, with knight here now I can't go here because my bishop's no longer covering, so got to try and come up with a plan. Maybe knight first, but he's got this. So maybe rook across. We're trying to react to what our opponent doesn't come with a plan at the same time. Rook across supports knight in even if he goes here. So rook over looks logical, but he just basically has to shift his knight and castle, doesn't he? Or castle the other side. So I think rook e1 is likely my next move, but obviously we'll see what black does. He's got a good connection, he's just thinking there. But yeah, rook across is likely my next move, preparing knight forward. Then if once the knight has gone, then neither knight can jump forward again, supported by the knight and the bishop. I mean, we could go here, but it's very easy for him to guard the pawn, isn't it? And then you think, why have I put the knight there? There's nowhere else to go. We could go here and see if he launches one and then just drop back. Ooh, ooh, that wasn't on the radar, was it? That wasn't a move I was looking at. I can still go here, but that suggests he's going the other side. But if he does this, are we bothered? We could still jump forward, maybe, actually. But I could go knight here now. And then we attack this pawn. And if he comes forward, we can put knight forward anywhere. But yeah, I need to move my knight, and this feels like the natural square, doesn't it? I can always come back here, but I can still go forward. But if I come back, we attack the pawn anywhere. But what if I go here? Oh, I can come here and just trap the knight. So here, that looks like we're trapped, right? So I guess we just come this way then. There's no other trick move, is there? So we just come here. And then maybe knight to c4. Just try and release the bishop. And again, he's got this, so he's going kind of all in. Okay. What about queen up then and get the queen off the board? Remove a lot of the risk. Let's play queen up. We're threatening a pawn as well. So there is an actual initial threat there. Then I can always take with the knight, probably the knight, but could do the pawn as well. And we're threatening to take. Is it really a threat because he's got the other pawn behind? Maybe we don't really want to trade the queen by taking here. So if he takes, I'll probably take here. We could maybe drop back and guard, but then we've got knight across. And the knight might get here at some point, but we got to move this one first so that we protect the square. Excuse me. If the queen comes off though, it takes away a lot of the risk of these pawn pushes. And I'll probably take with a knight just to keep these pawns intact, but in principle there's nothing terribly wrong with going with the a-pawn, especially in amateur games. But the knight would be the more principled move. But let's see what else he's got in mind. I don't think he'll trade, but he could. And I don't think I've got anything spectacular like the knight sacrifice, queen takes, and then a discovery. I don't think I actually gain anything from that. Here, you win a pawn, you win a pawn. Actually, yeah, if he goes there, knight across looks very strong, so he won't do that. He could play rook across, he could push the pawn. Maybe queen across threatens a move like this if he pushes a pawn, but let's just clear our mind a little bit. Let our opponent worry about their move, and then we'll clear our mind and try and come up with a plan. But knight c4 in principle, or taking on b3 if he trades, are my likely next moves to free my bishop up. I mean, even f3 looks a little bit crazy, but it could be a move to chip away at these advancing pawns. But he's got to put his king somewhere. I assume he wants to go queenside. He's got to try and pick a square somewhere. Oh, he has gone for the trade. It removes a lot of risk for both of us. It takes a lot of the sting out of this. So slow and steady does it now. So what do we do with the bishop? Here, he just pushes forward. So what about here? I mean, even f3 actually does look like a decent move now, chipping away at this, doesn't it? Yeah, let's go f3 and chip away at these pawns. If takes, we'll go with a rook. Then we've got to move the bishop and get the other rook into play. I've actually got time this game. I'm up to the thick end of 3 minutes, so I need to actually use it at some point. The risk with this is it might activate its bishop at some point in time, and I might have just literally blundered a pawn there, not paying attention. I mean, rook across, he can just take, so I've actually just blundered, not paying attention. That's careless, isn't it? Mind you, can I take this pawn? And if he takes here, I can take there, so have we both blundered? Here, if he takes here, he attacks my bishop, but there's no deadly threat. Here, he can take here, and I could take back. He can still take here. I can take here, threaten a check, attack the bishop. The bishop can come into the center, and maybe we can then attack it. That's a real danger move, isn't it? But I've got no way to otherwise guard the pawn. Rook across takes, and he wins a pawn. Here, if he takes, then across, his knight's escaping. So here, he takes, then up. There's no way to win the knight. So I think by elimination, I think I need to take, don't I? So let's take the pawn, threaten another one. If he takes here, I could actually take with a knight, but I've got a more attacking move in mind. So here, I might even just take and ignore that. He's played his king forward, what the heck? Ooh, that wasn't a move that was on the radar at all. I've got knight here, I guess, to attack here as well. I could take here first. That's what he wants. I just don't want to leave my knight hanging. But knight here, we create a double attack here. That's not easy to defend, is it? But do we actually want it? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be a bit bolder this game. I'm kind of committed now. We'll double attack this pawn and hope for the best. Excuse me, but it's a bit problematic, isn't it now? I assume he's going to take and he'll create an attack on my knight, so I'll have to take here. But then say bishop in the centre, and my knight's potentially just trapped, so I might have to bail out and go the other side. Yeah, he has taken, so the problem is my knight. Now I could actually take with either, but it's got to be this one. But after bishop down, could be a bit stuck. Here, bishop down. Maybe I can just push forward and attack the bishop. Oh, then we're threatening to actually pin his knight, aren't we? Yeah. If I take there, I cover the check. But I can just pin his knight here, and obviously he can take here. Here. Takes a check. No, it's got to be a take. There's no other real option there. He's playing well, isn't he? He's playing well. I guess I'll take this pawn now. So we're a pawn down still. We're still that pawn down, and I don't see any way to really attack. Maybe rook across, but he can just match it. I don't want to go here. I can't go here. So I feel like I need to move this knight, but where to? I'm going to drop the knight back. I'm just going to try and get my knights active, but we're clean pawn down. And I've lost 2 minutes that I was up on the clock. I was up nearly 3 minutes, wasn't I? So I've lost a chunk of that time as well. Probably need to chuck this pawn forward, but you know, it needs a lot of moves to march down. So what do we do? What do we do? Knight here. I'm going to centralize my rooks. I'm going to go here. I'd expect him to go back, and I'll probably just come across with one of them. As if he goes here, he's threatening to jump in. Oh, he's gone that side. Didn't expect that. Centralize the rook. Difficult. Well, I can go here threatening to win this knight as well now. So I'm going to do that just because it creates a simple threat. And I've got knight across to pressure this pawn, a knight across to pressure this pawn. And he doesn't have rook there to guard it either. It just creates a simple threat. It's easy to miss moves like that, but he's a strong player, so he should see it and figure out where he's going to go. But knight across, and we create a double attack on the pawn. There might be a good defense. Oh, he's just moved back. So what if I go here then? He can't go there or there. Let's go. Oh, I've got to be careful, man. Here, he's got this, but my knight is protected. I just have to be able to move this one. That knight could be stuck to this. So here, I guess I can go here and here. So here, if he comes down, knight back, knight takes, rook takes, but I want to try and go after this. I don't want this trapped. What if I go here to threaten a check then? I really want to go here. I'm losing my time advantage. I'm going to risk this. I'm going to risk it. I might have to bail out if he sees this move, but we're threatening to take with a check, and then this knight's not protected, or indeed take with the knight. So he's gone to guard. Okay. So what about knight in here then? I'm trying to keep the pieces on the board, but if I check now I'll lose my knight, so I've got to just move it somewhere else. But both knights are protected by both rooks currently. But I'm losing a lot of my extra time. Oh, that splits the pawn. But I don't really want to trade the pieces. Does it matter where I go? Let's go this way and check potentially. I'm desperately trying to keep them on the board. It might have been better to take to isolate the pawn. He's defending very, very well. I'm hoping we get a tricky knight jump at some point, but that could happen to us. He's got two knights as well. So it could happen to us. We could be the victim. Check. Yeah, he's defended it really well, and he's got his pieces in pretty good squares now. If I go here, there's a little bit of an oops moment that could happen. He could maybe do that anyway, actually. Knight back. Yeah, that's what he's gone for. The knight here allows this. We don't want that. There's a potential loose knight here now, though. If we move somewhere, we discover on this. I'm running out of squares where to run to right now. I can maybe go here, attack the rook and check. But not if he puts his pawn here first, which he might do. I can retreat here and come round, but here creates a threat. Here, I guess he can go here. Because there's always a risk I might get my knight trapped. But if I go here, I attack the knight and the rook. So there is a threat there. So he's seen it and he's covered that as well. Okay, let's drop back again because we create that threat to the knight, which of course he's seen. So let's threaten a check. Threaten a check. I'm trying to keep the pieces on to keep the position not too simple because I'm up on the clock. That's what I'm trying to do. So he's played rook over. So now I might not have much choice but to trade, but I've got check and I can collect a pawn. So I'll check. Anything better? Check. No, let's take. Knight in. I guess he just advances. I need a lot of moves to go here. Okay. So I can check here, I guess. Another. Okay. So I can check here, right? What's he gonna do? He doesn't have these squares. So he's only got these squares. Then I've got knight coming in. Is there a mate threat? I don't quite see it, but here and I don't have there. Here I don't have. So let's just hit the knight. He's nearly out of time. Wow, we've managed to get there. Difficult game on it. Difficult game, but we managed to get there. Thanks to the clock, really. Thanks to the clock. Well, let's see what it was in engine speak. Got 40 moves. They're the move times for both players there. Took a risk switching to an E4 Sicilian for this one. Yes, at the end, we're +2 better. So without it being the clock, it was still perfectly fightable. But we've been +4 better here and blundered, and we're worse out of the opening. I'm not surprised by that because I don't play this opening hardly at all. 85 and 82 on the accuracy, but not a lot being flagged until there's a blunder here. You can see in these opening moves. Yeah, so E6 I maybe shouldn't have played. I should have just castled, apparently. Castling was best. Then D3 from black, and then queen to B3 was the idea. He went nice, very bold attacking, didn't he? So the first blunder here is knight to E5. He should have developed the other knight to F6. So it was correct to take on D4. Knight to G5 was good as well, and he should have taken this pawn. I I've only got the one blunder and it's coming up here, so we're just getting to that. And I should have played rook to c1 instead of dropping the knight back. He plays g3 and then we just take it. Rook c1, g3 and we take. That's what we should have apparently played. Then go in for a check. And then we're just going to let him take 2 knights for the rook. Ah, we can check and kick him away. Okay, if we see all that, of course. That's apparently what should have been done. So that was a blunder. If that's my only blunder of the game, fair enough. The computer's a little bit stronger than me, isn't it? So here he should have played the knight in. I should have played knight f5 there instead of the rook across. So he repeated, then I did go to f5. And it's still just level here. We're getting marginally up and down, but it's level. And even at the very end, it's only +2 when they're going to win knight at the very end. It's completely flatline level here. And obviously, I was just trying to play the clock. I'm a minute up and he's nearly out of time. I was aware of that. So apparently I should have checked here, but that would allow a simplification. Then it's easy for him to play a bit quicker. But that's what I should have done. I was just trying to keep the pieces on the board. But here with a check, he can't go to any of these squares or here. So he's just got the 2 moves. And then here, he takes the pawn, which is a blunder. We can pin the knight and he can't protect the knight now. But still only +2.2. So if we both had equal time, that's still fightable. But it's an interesting game though. We managed to get a win, so very good.